You've been stretching for months, maybe years, and you still can't throw a clean head kick. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Your muscles aren't too short. Your nervous system doesn't trust them. Traditional stretching is a temporary band-aid that wears off the moment your body senses danger. And a head kick is about as dangerous as it gets for your hamstrings. The real solution isn't more stretching. It's making your muscles strong in positions where they're currently weak. Let me explain why this works. Your range of motion isn't limited by the physical length of your muscle tissue. It's limited by your nervous system acting as a protective governor. When a muscle is stretched to its end range, it's also at its weakest point. Your brain knows this. So it slams the brakes before you get there, restricting how far you can move to prevent a potential tear. This is why you can touch your toes in the morning after stretching, but by the afternoon your hamstrings feel tight again. Nothing actually changed in the muscle. Your nervous system just reset its safety limits. Traditional static stretching fails because it only temporarily convinces your nervous system to allow more range. The moment you try to use that range explosively, like throwing a head kick, your brain panics. It senses weakness in that stretch position and immediately restricts movement to protect you. You're not inflexible. You're untrusted. The solution is to build genuine strength at end range. When your hamstrings, hip flexors, and adductors become powerful in their most stretched positions, your nervous system recognizes those positions as safe. It releases the brakes permanently. This is the difference between borrowed flexibility and owned flexibility. Here's exactly how to apply this using a method called PNF, Proprioceptive Neuromuscular Facilitation. Don't let the name intimidate you. It's simple. You contract your muscles hard while they're in a stretch position, which builds strength exactly where you need it. The technique has 3 steps. First, get into a moderate stretch for the target muscle. For head kicks, you're focusing on hamstrings, hip flexors, and adductors. Let's use a standing pike as an example. Bend forward at the hips until you feel a solid stretch in your hamstrings, not painful, but definitely present. Grab your calves or ankles to anchor yourself. Second, contract against the stretch. While holding that position, try to stand back up without actually moving. Push your legs into the floor as if you're attempting to straighten your body, but use your grip to keep yourself in place. Contract at about 70% intensity, hard enough to feel real tension in your hamstrings, but not so hard you're straining. Hold this contraction for 5 to 6 seconds. You should feel your hamstrings working intensely in a position they're not used to being strong in. Third, relax and sink deeper. Release the contraction. Take a breath, and let yourself fold slightly further into the stretch. Your nervous system just received proof that your hamstrings can handle load in that range. It will temporarily allow more movement. Immediately repeat the contraction in this new deeper position. For hip flexors, use a deep lunge position and contract as if you're trying to drag your back knee forward. For adductors, sit in a straddle and press your legs into the floor while holding your position. Same principle. Contract hard, relax, go deeper. Here's what most people miss. Don't bounce. Don't force depth. The magic happens in the contraction, not in how far you can stretch. If you're grimacing in pain, you've gone too far. The stretch should feel challenging but controllable. Apply this method to each muscle group involved in your kicks. Hamstrings, hip flexors, and adductors. 10 contractions of 5 to 6 seconds per muscle group is enough for one session. You can do this at the end of your martial arts training, after lifting, or in dedicated flexibility sessions 2 to 3 times per week. Over time, your body will allow progressively deeper positions. When a stretch starts feeling easy, find a deeper variation. That's your signal that your nervous system now trusts that range. Keep drilling your actual kicks alongside this work. Flexibility without skill is useless. Practice throwing head kicks at whatever height you can currently manage with good form, and let your new range of motion gradually show up in your technique. This is how flexibility becomes functional. You earn it in training and spend it in sparring. For most people, noticeable improvement takes 6 to 8 weeks of consistent work. Real head kick flexibility might take 3 to 4 months. But here's the difference. Once you build strength-based flexibility, it stays. Even if you take time off, you'll regain it fast because the neural pathways and muscle adaptations are permanent. Here's a quick summary of everything we covered. The method is PNF stretching. Contract your muscles in stretch positions to build strength where your nervous system currently restricts movement. 3 steps: stretch to moderate tension, contract hard for 5 to 6 seconds without moving, relax and sink deeper. 10 reps per muscle group, 2 to 3 times weekly. Expect real results in 2 to 3 months. The mistake to avoid: chasing depth instead of focusing on the quality of your contractions. Your nervous system doesn't care how far you can stretch. It cares how strong you are when you get there.